ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Starladder Season 8, Day 10, Game 4. We've now got Fnatic making their debut here in Starladder Season 8. Going to be facing off against Team Poseidon. I'm Zyori, with me once again is Merlini. We've got another good one on our hands. Coming after this will be Fnatic versus Alliance, and then it will be Fnatic, I think, versus QPAD. So we get to see 3 Fnatic matches in a row, and I'm pumped up. Merlini, my friend, how are you feeling?
And relax, you're doing fine. We'll ban out the Invoker. So this is Poseidon, and looks like they've changed up their tag.
Yeah, they're still labeled as Poseidon, but we saw yesterday they are RX. So,
yeah, they still don't like that tag at all.
Yeah.
I think they could think of a better one for relax, you're doing fine. But
not a big fan. What are you going to do? So, yeah, Invoker, Wisp, banned out. Can't say I'm too surprised against Fnatic. But they are going to go ahead and grab that Nature's Prophet Enchantress. It was a first pick Visage, though. RX did have that first pick. And then they grabbed themselves a Clockwork. So, 2 very standard heroes for RX. And Elder Titan.
we'll be happy to take Nature's Prophet and Enchantress over Visage, though. Trixie is extremely good at Nature's Prophet, and No-Tail is extremely good at Enchantress. And I think that they can... The amount of control that these 2 heroes provide, Nature's Prophet with an early game, or pretty much all game, and Enchantress with an early game, will be enough to deal with the Visage. And yeah, Visage is annoying, and he is really good, but at the same time, his mobility is a little bit lacking, whereas Enchantress can kind of be in 2 places at once, and Nature's Prophet can too. So he's kind of going to be like at ends as to where he needs to be, and he has, like, the Visage has to be able to predict exactly where Fnatic's going to be. Similar to how last game, EGM kind of was there for like almost all the fights and was able to predict where Navi's going to be. If the Visage can't exactly do that for Nature's Prophet and Enchantress, then the draft will be a draft win for Fnatic. Well, I guess it's just outplayed in the early game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Alchemist, Lifestealer, going to be the next 2 bans coming out from RX. All very scary heroes, especially in the hands of Fnatic. Banning out those Era heroes here.
Yeah, Era has played like a lot of different heroes, though. It used to be just like Lifestealer, and he was like by and far better with Lifestealer than any other hero that he played. But in 6.79, he's definitely expanded his hero pool, and you have to. He's decent with Alchemist. He has played Elder Titan as that carry role before. They like to run Luna a lot too, so I don't really think that banning Lifestealer is that big of a deal at all for Fnatic.
Could pull out an anti-mage, could surprise us a little bit. But Venomancer are going to be picked up here by RX. They are going to get those 2 super aggressive supports, the Visage and the Veno. And there it is, a Weaver for Fnatic.
No lockdown for Relax, who's doing fine right now. They could pick up a Doombringer. Doombringer typically very good versus Weaver. And we saw how well it did last game, so I think that Fnatic should be a little bit wary of that, unless they want to take it for themselves. But I rarely see Fnatic take Doombringer. I don't think it fit in well with their lineup right now because they don't really have a Honey hero right now, unless they want to run Honey mid as Weaver. And now with Riki being taken up by Relax, you're doing fine. It's a very unusual pickup. Smoke Cloud is useful somewhat.
Yeah, it's sort of an interesting choice. I like the Weaver pick into a Veno, because Weaver does fare pretty nicely against that support in particular. Trying to make sense of this Riki pick. I mean, we've seen Riki be successful. He can definitely snowball out of control. You get a couple early agility items, level up that backstab, and right around that level 6, level 7 mark, you can hit pretty damn hard relative to everyone else in the game if they can turn their, if you can get behind them, that is. But still an interesting choice here. As you mentioned with Weaver, lockdown tends to be the name of the game, and they have basically none of that.
Smoke Cloud is good versus Weaver.
Yeah.
No, especially if you go with the no boots build, you'll get wrecked.
Yeah. Also, nothing to really deal with that Nature's Prophet. I mean, it could be a Nyx Assassin last pick here for RX if they want to put him mid, but I think Nature's Prophet going to have a pretty good time this game as well.
I think they just need a tempo controller mid, just like the standard Puck or something like that would be really good for them. Well, it is banned out.
Yeah.
But even a Queen of Pain would be really good too. You need burst damage to kill Enchantress and Weaver, and Queen of Pain just provides a ton of magic bursts, especially with the smoke cloud. You can just kill like at least one hero in every smoke cloud with all these very, very low HP
10
heroes.
seconds
Fnatic
remaining.
doesn't really have that much of a front line. They're just gonna kite you
5
constantly with
seconds
Sprout, with
remaining.
Weaver, with Enchantress Heal, with
Fnatic's
Rubik's
turn to
Telekinesis. So
pick.
they just need to be able to like get kills and get kills fast in team fights. Clockwork Cloud, I guess, or Clockwork Cog plus Cloud, I guess that has some synergy there,
Yeah.
but it's still not very good.
Yeah.
With Riki, like you want like something to grab them together, like a Darkseer or like a RP or something like that. I think RP plus Riki would be pretty darn good, but
Yeah.
yeah, it
10
was
seconds
unnecessary as a fourth
remaining.
pick. If they really wanted to, they could use it as fifth pick. Fnatic could like switch gears and go. Oh, they're going
They're
for
gonna
the.
take the Magnus.
Radiant
I was thinking
team
maybe they would grab a DK
Oh, they're
here.
not playing with Hani
Yeah,
this
they're gonna
game,
grab
actually.
Magnus. Oh, that's I thought that was just a silly name. Is
Is
that
it?
actually a stand-in?
I don't actually know.
I'm not sure. We'll see when we get into the game. I'll check the profile. I just assumed that it was Hani, but I really don't know.
Yeah, not too positive on that.
Yeah, but Magnus,
But Hani's
good pick
mag
here.
is like eh.
Yeah.
Clockwork is
10
generally pretty good
seconds
versus
remaining.
Magnus too.
Mm.
5
Well, they needed
seconds
some
remaining.
sort of a tanky presence for initiation here, so Magnus will at least fill that role.
Reserve time.
Yeah, Magnus is also difficult to execute against versus a Venomancer who can scout out with Plague Wards, disable his Blink. It's just not going to be easy at all for Magnus to get his ultimate off.
Hmm.
And even if you have BKB, the Venom Wards will still disable your Blink as opposed to like a Clockwork Rocket, which won't. So it's going to be rough for Mag. And Relax are doing fine. They're like a full tier below Fnatic in terms of skill, but they can definitely still pull out this win. They showed some promise versus VP yesterday, although VP should have won that game in the 20,000 gold lead swing.
Hmm.
But yeah, Relax are doing fine. They have a relatively new roster with Dread and Nexus,
Hmm.
I believe. Wasn't Solo
I'm
supposed to
not.
be on their team too?
Yeah, I'm not sure if Shotchlo was originally a member. I read the post and now it's eluding me. Dread was the big exciting one, but yeah, there's going to be the DK pick as well. So, gonna get some lockdown at least. They'll grab some stun, but sort of an odd draft from our Radiant team here, RX. One of the reasons I don't care for Riki so much is he's just so momentum based. Again, he's one of those, if he starts to fall off, he falls fast. He sinks quickly. And he just doesn't have that same flash farm to get him back into it.
He's very vulnerable to five-man gem,
Yeah.
which is sort of bounty hunter weakness too. But bounty hunter provides a lot more with the range track. He doesn't actually have to be too far into the fight, and the track gold is very very huge when you're like kind of wanting to take engagements too. So, um, yeah. But Riki, if he doesn't have a BKB, he's most likely just going to get focused down very heavily.
Okay. Well, I don't know if
So
that's Hani.
is this Honey?
His profile's marked as private, so I really don't know. Yeah, like Velat doesn't know either. So maybe we'll get some confirmation here.
Duh.
That's not the confirmation I was looking for. From the other team.
Does yes.
Okay, so I guess that is Hani. Alright. I don't understand the reference of the name. Apparently something funny happened, but I missed it. I feel so
Not
uncomfortable.
sure either. Well, I don't know German. I don't know Russian either, but I know enough. Enough. I don't know what his name's supposed to be. I'm Muna.
Immuna? Well, we'll
I'm
assume that
not
it's
sure.
Hani. Based on that little back and forth, I'm going to assume it is. So, let's already start rosters here on our Radiant side. We do have Team Poseidon in the brackets, but they are now RX, Team Relax. Got Nexus playing on the Rikimaru down here in the bottom lane. Going to be supported by Dread on the Visage. And also going to be joined by KSI playing on the Venomancer. In the mid lane, going to have Tame My Wild playing on the Dragon Knight. And up in the top lane, a long lane solo Clockwork, going to be played by Shotchlo. On the Dire side, we've got Team Fnatic, probably the fan favorite here. Trixie going to be in the bottom lane, solo long lane, Nature's Prophet for him this match. In the mid, presumably Hani going to be on the Magnus, mighty Magnetar there. No Tail going to be playing on the Enchantress, going to be sprinking around in the Dire jungle. And up at the top lane, we've got Fnatic's Fly supporting on Rubik, and he will be supporting none other than Era, playing on the hard-farming Weaver.
As far as these matchups go, top we have Era and Fly versus a solo Clockwork with Cog at level 1 with a Stout Shield. So Fly can't zone him out. Oh, he actually might get cogged over here. He can't zone him out, but he can at least put pressure on him so that Era can free farm and Clockwork won't be able to get any CS without rockets unless he goes to pool. And they can definitely get a kill if No Tail tries to pressure them. In the mid lane, we have Magnus versus DK. I would say like slight edge Magnus because his spell is spammier, lower mana cost on Shockwave compared to Breathe Fire. So I mean, it's just barely any difference there. I also think that kill potential is like relatively even for both sides, maybe a little bit more for Magnus because of the threat of the skewer back in the tower. And then in bottom lane, we have Nature's Prophet matchup versus Ricky. Nature's Prophet obviously going to be at a big disadvantage over here because there are two supports, but both of the supports are pulling right now. But it's not like he has wards, though, so he still has to be extremely, extremely careful. He also definitely needs a TP scroll on him at all times, or just be very quick with the teleportation if Smoke Cloud is down because they don't have any stuns in this bottom lane, and Trixie should take full advantage of that.
That's a dead courier. No Tail lining it up. Very well done. Saw that coming. And he's going to be able to finish it off. The bottle's already been delivered to Tame My Wild, so it could be a little bit worse, but that is going to slow him down for that bottle crowing. No Tail trying to grab that 2-minute rune. Going to be grabbed by Shotchlow. It is a haste, and No Tail needs to be a little bit careful here, actually. Shotchlow going to be able to chase him down. He's going to get stuck in the cogs. This very well could be the first blood right here. Is any support going to come his way? No, he's going to be able to stand his ground. The attendants come out, and Shotchlow going to be the one that has to turn. And he's going to use that healing soul.
Yeah, any other hero that's just a dead hero. So Enchantress is really useful. He also didn't take a skill point until right after he got cogged too. So saving it just in case he needed something else. I don't really know what else he would need besides heal, but still saving that skill point.
Yep. Sorry, I'm glancing at chat trying to see if anyone can decipher those messages, if this is truly Hani or not. Of course, to very little avail.
Trixie is out of mana. He might actually give up first blood down here.
Yep. Watching it right here. Nexus going to blink strike.
No boots or Orb of Venom. He does not need a Pro-Man shield in this matchup. I'd say you just go like Boots Oov and just try and chase him down whenever he pokes himself out.
Yeah. A little bit of agility doesn't hurt, but yeah, probably not quite needed here. Nature's Prophet not going to have a huge presence. Although Nature's Prophet is sitting 7-1 against the 13-9 Riki. So
Veno's looking for him.
Not too bad for Trixie, but yeah, you're exactly right. Veno may catch him here. Trixie, oh, he's going to double back. There's the Veno ward. Poison Sting going to get a slow. There's the Gale. Trixie going to be in big trouble. He's going to try and pour it out. Is the damage going to be there? Nope. Solo KSI not going to be able to do it. So almost a close call, but Trixie does survive.
Yeah, he's able to waste Venomancer's time too, making sure that he's not doing something else like stacking creeps, like ganking mid, like ganking top. So drawing him away and keeping track of the heroes is typically Trixie's job. Whether he plays on the Bounty Hunter, Nature's Prophet, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yep. Do I sound normal to you, Merlini? I see some people in chat saying that, quote, caster's mic sounds bad. I don't know if they're implying me or you, but I see no problem.
That sounds normal to me.
Normal, okay. We'll blame it on Twitch.
Pretty safe blame. Always blame Twitch. So 4-minute rune will go in the way of Clockwork. He has been getting... Oh, actually, did it get denied? It looks like it got denied, actually. So not really sure where it got denied, but... yeah, still no Bottle Crow out for Dragon Knight in mid, but he's still holding his own as CS, 18-1 compared to Hani's 25-7. Fly trying to chase down... Shashlow unable to do anything versus push. Glyph will be forced out, but that will merely just delay a push by 5 seconds. And in the meantime, Trixie's tower is still a very healthy HP. He has also gone for an early phase boost, so he does not get chased down by this mass slow, and it'll make Riki's life pretty difficult. And Riki is a snowball hero, like you talked about, and he is just not able to get up any pressure in this bottom lane. He has CS, but it's just very even to the Weavers, but he's still not able to pressure Trixie very hard. Definitely not as hard as they are pressuring the Clockwork on top. Yeah. Trixie is 1 full level ahead of the Clockwork, but the supports, I think, on Relax are a little bit higher than the supports on Fnatic. Actually, they're about even.
Yeah, but Fnatic keeping true to this push up top. They're going to keep on going until this gets contested. I like this choice to pull Relax out of their other lanes and force them to try and contest this. Some Plague Wards coming down, but No-Tail flying. Era going to have the sustainability to keep chipping away at this tier 2. Enchantress makes this so easy. They got the siege creep as well. Sachlo going to get caught, and he's very well going to fall right here. Cogs do come out. Era going to stand his ground. He's only level 5, does not have time lapse. And he might be dead right here. He's going to be able to Shikuchi back. Nope, going to fall. Visage going to be able to get that one last nuke off. This tower in deny range. They're trying to stay around to finish it off. Are they going to grab it? Oh, it is going to fall to the Dire. Very nicely done. Will cost No-Tail his life. But they do secure that tier 2 tower kill. Now Fly going to head for the hills. And he will be able to survive for now. Magnus coming in, though. Hani wants some revenge. He's going to try and finish off KSI. Taking a lot of damage to that Dragon Knight. Does have an RP available. Will be forced to skewer away. I think he is going to be able to survive. Is going to be able to fish his wish, perhaps. Grab that double damage room. No, he's just going to go top.
One Breathe Fire, he's dead.
Still going to pursue. Oh, just going to fall short. KSI out of mana. He's in no man's land. Trixie now going to capitalize. He ports in. KSI really tunnel vision in right there. And that's going to
also has an Orb of Vita on him for some unknown reason.
Yeah, 4% range slow. I guess it helps.
Extra 12 damage.
Yeah.
Damage over time.
It's not too much, but yeah, it is kind of weird. I don't know what to make of that either. But Fnatic is going to come out
is very
top.
close to his Blink Dagger, too. They did manage to get the tower, but trading 2 kills for that, especially when you're this far ahead, I don't necessarily think that's worth it. I think they could have just approached it within a couple of minutes because the glyph is still on cooldown for another 2.5 minutes, so they have a pretty long window. Maybe they just wanted to get it done as soon as possible, but still, that was a very costly trade for them. Now Nexus is level 8 right now. Era is level 7, but he does have his minus and 1,200 gold in the process. That was also like very risky by him when he Shikuchi'd onto the top of the clock, where he knew he needed to be inside the cogs to kill him. But at the same time, he wasn't level 6 yet, so he can't time-lapse out in case he does get trapped.
Right. And that was the big problem right there. It would have been a lot easier if he was 6, but alas. He was not. Now Relax going to try and put some pressure on this bottom tier 1 tower. They're going to start chipping away at it, though. Trixie going to be nearby with his little treants. And he will help delay the push a bit. Some recruits, reinforcements going to come in. Double centaurs there for Mr. No-Tail. And they may be able to take and engage. Nexus now level 8. Power treads, poor man's shield, 1,700 in the bank. Oh, Riki doing okay. Number 3 on the net worth chart, but he is holding his own. Of course, those 2 tower kills really helping Fnatic as a team in terms of their farm. But here we go. They're looking for some initiation. Era going to cruise forward with that Shikuchi. And Relax are in retreat mode right now. They are going to poke backwards. Could actually be a pretty big engage here. It's a 4-on-4 in this bottom lane. And Nexus going to scout it out. Is there detection on the Dire side, though? They must have a dust or something, or else they wouldn't want to do this. Tamai Wow going to be initiated on, though. And it looks like he may fall. Going to be able to suck up some wand charges, but he is going to go down. That's going to make it a 1-0 to start things off. And now Fnatic going to be a bit more cautious. They're going to kind of slowly back up here. And may wait for some reinitiation. Magnus is on his way. Close to the blink, but doesn't have it quite yet. And you're going to find it. KSI going to rotate his way into the corner. He's going to be able to port out. Now Hani, oh no. He's going to be left all alone. Very poorly played right there. Hookshot going to finish him off. That's going to make it a 1-for-1. Really strange positioning from the Magnus. But, No-Tail now in a little bit of trouble. Telekinesis, Sprout. It's going to buy No-Tail some time. He's going to be able to port out.
He could have killed him with a rocket there. Not really sure why Shashlo didn't rocket.
Yeah. Everyone else going to make it out. So a couple of close calls. But yeah, I don't know what Hani's plan was. He came around the backside kind of like this. As soon as they saw him, they just converged. It was a 3v1 while the rest of Fnatic were stuck on the other side of the tower over here.
Yeah, he needs a Blink Dagger to do that sort of play. If he just pushed mid, he would have his Blink Dagger right now. He had like maybe 1,500 gold right before he died. Yep. And if he just farms mid, pushes down that tower, or even just farms 2 creep waves, that's an easy kill. But yeah, again, Hani's mag is just like not as good as someone like S4's mag. He can't really do that much without Blink. Unless you get like really sick skewers, but Hani it's just not his type of hero though. He's really good at like Invoker, Storm, those sort of heroes, the ones that can duel as very, very good late game, but is not like completely ulti dependent. But yeah, with Magnus, it's just a little bit too long of a cooldown spell for him, and too difficult to position without blink. I think he needs more practice on the hero.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah, well, Magnus is a higher skill cap hero, I suppose. RP not
he's very high skill cap.
The easiest of abilities, yeah, for sure. So one thing to point out here, 2 Hands of Midas on the field, both on the side of Fnatic. That's going to be a 2-0 Midas count. So Fnatic can have the luxury of being able to just soak up the farm in sort of a static farm fest here. About a 5,000 gold lead, though the experience graph is completely negligible. Of course, that is the two towers that they were able to knock down to start things off, but Hands of Midas will start to kick in. 1 on the Weaver, and of course 1 on the Nature's Prophet. Neither too surprising here, but I guess that means Relax going to have to hit their kind of mid-game stride before they get overtaken by the power of the Midas.
Yeah, it's not that bad for Relax though, just because their late game is better. They have Riki and they have Dragon Knight, which is much better than just a solo Weaver. On top of that, Nature's Prophet is liable to get picked off by Clockwork and Riki a lot, especially if he's underfarmed, which he kind of is, I guess. Phase and Midas 600 gold. I guess it's about average for Nature's Prophet. But yeah, compared to Riki though, he is underfarmed, and if he gets his Diffusal Blade, I don't particularly like the Diffusal Blade rush here, because it's not that useful for Nature's Prophet. You'll just TP out anyways. It's not very useful versus Weaver because he has Shikuchi and max move speed from that. I think just even I don't know. I've seen like Basher rush builds not too poor. I've seen a Yasha and a Orb of Venom build. That's also not bad either, because you can just chase people down very, very easily. And he would have both of those up right now because because it's slightly cheaper than Diffusal Blades. So Nexus build, Diffusal is like the go-to build though.
See Rubik here, just stole Elder Dragon form. Not a bad spell steal for Fly. I think you're right, though. I do kind of agree. Personally, I like the Yasha build a little bit better. I think it's pretty nice. But up here in the top, whoa, there's that Smoke Cloud. It'll be enough for Era. We talked about it in the drafting phase. Smoke Cloud does do pretty well to lock down that Weaver, and it's going to secure a kill up in the top lane. Sachlo and Riki going to be able to make it happen. But whoa, in the mid, going to be a little bit exchanging back and forth while that's happening. Looks like Fnatic going to get the better of the exchange in the mid lane here. Going to trade the Enchantress for the DK Visage, pardon me. I did miss most of that engage looking at the Weaver get taken out. But it looks like Fnatic may be able to grab themselves this tier 1 tower kill to follow up that success in the mid lane.
They need this tower. They have the Blink Dagger on Hani, so now they can definitely take control of the game. They have a very sizable gold lead, 6,000 gold, and can they take out Roshan? Looks like Nature's Prophet is going 4-staff, Enchantress, no mech up, Rubik, no mech or medallion. With mech or medallion, I think they could take it without any. It's going to take them extremely long amounts of time, especially when they have Clockwork Flare, they have Riki to check it, they have Visage Bursts and Venom Wards. They shouldn't be able to do it for free unless Relax just forgets. Well, Fnatic just
little misplay right there. Yeah, I saw the same thing. It's like, sneaky about Riki, but, or suspicious about Riki, pardon me, but, yeah, double sentries. A little overkill. I see some people reporting that your in-game mic is too loud. I don't know if that's fact or crap, but maybe worth some investigation.
I don't know how to change that.
I don't know if you can toggle it, so, yeah. Maybe that means I just need to be louder. I don't know. Food for thought. Era, though, maybe under heavy pressure up here in the top lane. Nexus, he's being a sneaky little devil on that Riki Maru, now level 11. There's the hook shot again. Cogs, Cloud, Era, nowhere to go. Down he goes, nothing to do. There's that classic combo again. Very nicely executed. Really slowing down Weaver's farm now.
Yeah, he is going for Linken's. Linken's is not going to save him from that sort of combo. Yep. So I think he needs BKB so he can time-lapse away. And he also needs to like keep moving around when he takes creeps out, so that if he time-lapses, he doesn't time-lapse just like back right into the cogs.
Trixie going to move into the Roche pit here. Is this an actual Roshan attempt or just a little bit of pressure? I guess he is. He's going to sprout and make some tree babies. Fnatic going to try a crafty little Roche play here. Look at the Radiant Vision. They've got nothing, absolutely nothing about the bottom part of the river.
Yeah, Visage Birds maybe heading over there.
maybe.
This is a slow Roshan. This is like really slow. And Weaver's not farming top lane even though he respawns, so they should know something's up.
No medallion. Yeah, there's the rocket. They get some visual confirmation, but Roche is pretty low. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it in time. Maybe.
They don't even have sentries for Riki. If Riki were just in there, he could just straight up steal the Aegis without any sort of contest.
Yeah. But Roche going to fall. Weaver going to grab the Aegis. Nicely done for Fnatic. They are going to roll the dice, and it is going to pay off a bit here. And I think, does somebody have a gem? Or are those just, it's a sentry that's down. Never mind.
Yeah, they placed it after Roshan was dead, I think, though.
Some dust.
Riki's from behind.
Yeah, I see him. Well, nicely done by Fnatic, and to further their gold lead a bit more here, now upwards of about 7,500. Experience graph still pretty much zeroed out, but nice little pocket Roche strat. Did it even without a medallion, too. Would have been a little bit less risky if they had a medallion to do that faster, but... Here we go. Sachlo in big trouble. He is going to get caught in the sprout. Cogs come down.
Nice block.
Yeah, Trixie going to make the treants. He's trying to path block him as best he can. Impetus coming. And Sachlo going to be forced to fall here. Era trying to pursue. Era taking a lot of damage. May need a time lapse. Yeah, he's going to. And he will survive. That's going to be a 1-for-0 here, but there will be some tower exchanging. Tier 1 in the mid going to go down for Fnatic in exchange for the Tier 1 in the bottom lane of RX. Fnatic will port back to the Tier 2 in the mid, though, and it looks like they do want to get a couple of cleanup kills. Hani does have a blink now, as well as the Ogre Club. Level 11 as well, so that's level 2 RP. Oh,
at that
nice
point, you
sprout
just
block.
blink RP one person.
Yep, he's going to do it. Going to catch Tame My Wild. There's the Shockwave. Skewer back. And Tame My Wild going to fall. I think a dust was burned right there. Was that a dust that came out?
Yeah, they were scared of having... Or they didn't know if Riki was around. Yeah. But... if he had just done it right here, he would have gotten the Riki and the DK. But a little bit of hesitation coming out from Hani's part. It's also very dangerous. It's like much closer to the T2. Clockwork, I think, had revived by then too. So definitely not the best time for an RP, but definitely worth using it for one kill.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to make it 7-7. All tied up in hero kills. And whoa, down in the bottom lane here. Trixie going to stand his ground. He is going to fall. Era just trying to rack up those last hits. Not going to have enough to finish off the Riki. And that will be a free kill now going the way of Relax. Caught the tail end of it.
Boom, there it goes.
And
they're just not handling this Riki very well. Trixie's getting caught out without a TP scroll. Like, he needs a TP scroll instead of this Orb of Venom. It would have saved him twice now. First from that early death on bottom, and then it wouldn't have saved him there, but it would have been definitely more useful. His Force Staff was down, but Force Staff isn't going to save you either. He'll just right-click you as soon as he shows up on you, and then as soon as you Force Staff, he'll just Blink Strike on you and kill you. So I'm not exactly sure why he does not have a TP scroll on him. It's so good versus Riki, but
wow,
they will scout Nexus out.
Wow, they smoke up. It gets revealed. Of course, they know Riki must be the one doing it. If no one else is nearby, they blow the dust. They catch him. That's a kill on the Riki Mario. Very nicely done by Fnatic.
Oh, Riki actually going for a Midas, too. That is very unusual after a Diffusal Blade pickup.
Wow. So, is there an advantage to getting Diffusal first? If you wanted Midas, I would have thought that would be his first choice, given he was free farming for so long. That's a little bit interesting.
I just the Riki's build is just very strange. If he wants to play in a farm war, Riki's not the right hero for a farm war. You want like an Alchemist, a Spectre, some really hard carry. Luna is pretty good too. Yeah, anti-mage, any of those. But if you want to get kills, then you don't. If you want to get kills, then you don't get a Midas after your Diffusal. I don't think Midas is bad on Riki. I think it's not good if you're going to get it after Treads and after your Diffusal Blade.
Yeah. And especially because in this match, I mean, he could have had a really early Midas if he had gone for it
really
first. He could have had like a 5-minute Midas pretty easily. So, interesting build. We'll see how it works out for him. 3 Midas now on the side of the Radiant, though. And another one coming. And Dread's working on one as well. So, this is going to be a 5-man Midas coming out here. DK, Clockwork, and Veno already have theirs up. So, this is a really strange build coming out from RX. 5-man Midas, but they're all going to be late Midas. Nobody rushing it.
Yeah, Fnatic, they don't necessarily have a lineup that can end the game early. They have a lineup that can take the game late. They can defend, but they can't actually break towers very easily. Like Nexus is going to get caught out.
Yep, they know he's here. May have to burn a dust. Nope, not even going to have to do it. That Sentry going to do it for him. And that'll be a kill on Riki. Now Fnatic finally starting to handle this Riki the way they should be. Going to grab 2 back-to-back kills on him. That's going to hurt his net worth quite a bit. Now Weaver, Furion, and Magnus going to be topping the chart. So that is good news.
Gold graph 10,000. That's not that out of reach for Relax, though. Unless Dragon Knight dies here.
Yeah, this could be bad.
Oh, what a fast stun.
Yeah, gonna get the Dragon Tail off. He's gonna get sprouted. That'll buy him some time. The skewer forward. Tame My Wild in no man's land here. I think he is destined to fall. Clockwork is on his way, but not gonna make it in time. Down he goes. Yeah, there's the rocket. Clockwork just gonna turn it about face. So now Fnatic are really starting to pick up some momentum here. Era's got his Lincolns finished. Still has the Aegis. He's gonna start transitioning to a bit more of a hard carry. And now Trixie gonna have a Necronomicon to go with his Force Staff. Only one outer tower remaining here for Fnatic. The pushing power has been incredible so far. Up in the top lane. Oh, Trixie going to be in some trouble. He's going to be able to Force Staff back. I don't know that it'll keep him alive. Nope, Sacho going to be able to finish him off. Now No Tail going to port up. He's in hot pursuit. Won't have the damage to stop the port. They will hold the tower, though.
He didn't know that Clockwork had a Force Staff. If he had known that Clockwork had the Force Staff, he wouldn't have Force Staff. Or he wouldn't have Force Staff. He would have just stayed with his Necro Books to tank the battery. Yep. But Hani going to die at tower.
Yep, Hani going to fall. They did finish off the Visage, though, while all that was happening. And this will hold the Tier 2 tower in the mid. But still, 5-1 in total tower count for Fnatic. A big portion of that gold lead. But they finally picked up an experience lead as well of about 3,000.
Yeah, they killed Trixie a lot too, and they killed Era quite a few times in the early game too. Both 3 deaths on those 2 heroes, and it's very important. If those 2 heroes like get just super overfarmed, like Necro 3 comes out on Nature's Prophet very early and an early BKB, or Legion's Dezo on Weaver, then Relax is just gonna fall, especially with her Midas build. But since Trixie TP's right on top of him.
Oh no. Maybe a free kill here coming out. Trixie going to try and stand his ground. Fly going to make it in. Nexus actually going to get dropped perhaps. Down he goes. Weaver going to come in to finish him off with a Shikuchi. They do throw a sentry for good measure, but don't know that they needed it. And look at this. Sharing is caring. Nature's Attendant's going to tend to Trixie's wounds. Oh, that's so beautiful.
Wow, such good response coming out from Fnatic right there to secure that kill on Nexus.
Yeah. Close call as well, but clutch timing indeed. A little bit unlucky for Trixie, though, just porting in right on top of the Rikimaru.
Yeah, No Tail has been sniping so many Visage familiars. He doesn't have any familiars out right now.
Yeah. It's true. That impetus works pretty well for the familiars, actually. Tame My Wild.
Working on his BKB.
Yeah, he's going to port out. Sorry,
they can just wait for the next Aegis right now. Fnatic definitely has very good map control right now. Definitely has a gold lead. Momentum's definitely in their way, so they should be able to secure that within the next 3 minutes. They have a gem up on Enchantress too, so that is going to make Nexus's life much more difficult. They can just kind of force 5 mins out from Relax with a BKB on Magnus coming out in 500 gold with the second Aegis, and Weaver's pretty close to Desolator, just 2,000 gold. So once all those items hit, the BKB, TMW, yep. He gets thrown away. Oh no, he gets Force Staff back.
Force Staff's back, but that's going to be the end of the outer towers for Relax. Now going to be 6-1 in total tower count. Still vastly in favor of Fnatic. They're looking for an initiation here. They do have a gem now as well. So that is going to make things a little bit easier. He's in the inventory of the Enchantress. No Tail, the gem carrier right now. So as you mentioned, one of the counters to Riki is just that 5-man gem strat that now Fnatic are choosing to execute. The high ground here, just having a little dance party.
I've only seen 1 RP, I think, from Magnus. Going on DK in mid.
Yeah, was that the solo RP?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he should be more liberal with it. It's just like a kind of slower paced game, and Relax is just trying to dodge fights around the map and get pick-offs here and there. And they aren't like 5-manning all the time. If they're 5-manning all the time, you really want to save your RP for that. But if they're just taking small engagements here and there and trying to catch back up with your Midas, you just use it for whatever kill you can get. Roshan will respawn. They're just playing with their Force Staffs back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Magnus does have his recipe. Let's check Weaver's Desolator status. Oh, he's actually going for a Yasha instead. Not really sure why he's going for a Yasha this game.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. I know Era really likes S and Y, but doesn't. Desolator I definitely like a lot better on Weaver. But alas, Roshan going to fall. Second Rosh, completely uncontested, going to go the way of Fnatic. And once again, Weaver going to be the one to grab that Aegis. And BKB now up for Hani. Yep, that's going to be it. Finally going to upgrade that casual Ogre Club and turn it into a BKB here.
Yeah, I guess Fnatic's going to try for high ground. Not that they have... actually, Necro 3 is down for another 30 seconds, but once that up, they should definitely they should try and take high ground, punish Relax for their Midases right now. They still don't really have any items on them. Venomancer, no major item after his Midas. This is just a Soul Medallion. We see Clockwork with just a 4-staff. Riki with just a Diffusal Blade. So they don't really have any items to contest. Dragon Knight has his armlet, but he's pretty much the only one who has like a big item besides Riki.
Yeah, Midas have really yet to see positive ROI as a team. It's part of the problem when you go heavy in Midas.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You open up that window of passivity. You're looking at the courier as well. Oh god, I have no idea what that is. Means relax. That's how you spell relax in Russian?
Now the siege continues, but Trixie's not actually there with them. I think with Trixie there with the these poor visage birds.
Yep, one of them falls. The other one going to be suffering a similar fate, I think. Down it goes.
Yeah, once they get Trixie here with the Necro Book, should be pretty easy for them to take. No glyph out either, so Honey going for a skewer, a hasted skewer, but unable to get that off. They can actually split push too. Looks like that's exactly what Nature's Prophet is doing, but that's one of the weaknesses of Venomancer. He's really good at defending one lane, but really bad at defending multiple lanes, especially if it's like top lane and bottom lane.
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly right. Hani having a little bit of fun with his RP right there, continuing the dance party. And Nature's Prophet now has an Orchid as well. And level 16. So you're right, the slow siege here, Fnatic just chipping away at this tier 3. No glyph available for Relax, and now with Elder Dragon form down. They might be able to make something happen, but as you mentioned, split pushing coming out here. Trixie going to push the bottom lane. While the rest of the team slow pushes the mid. Courier going to be bringing in, well, the pieces of a mech for Mr. No Tail there. Not going to have the recipe quite yet, but going to have those 2 core pieces, the buckler and the headdress. And you're right, Relax just don't have the resources to deal with this split push. Oh, a solo RP on Tame My Wild. He'll get skewered out. Sachelo going to go in. He is going to cog. Mech going to be used by the Radiant side. No kills out quite yet, but Weaver will be the first to fall. Nexus in the front lines. Going to finish him off. We'll finish off the Enchantress as well. This is going to be a good hold for RX. But don't forget about Nature's Prophet. He's chipping away at that bottom tier 3. He's going to finish it off. So it will be a 3-for-0. Nature's Prophet going to sprout and try and port out of there. He is not going to make it. Whoa, a close call. And Trixie is going to fall. That'll be a 4-for-0 swing in exchange for a tier 3 tower. Not what Fnatic was looking for by any means.
And they lost Aegis too. What a disastrous RP by Honey there.
Yeah.
Like Dragon Knight's their tankiest hero. 1400 HP with 27 armor. That is just not the hero that you want to be going for. And yeah, he's annoying with his stun and stuff, but Weaver has his Lincolns. He has Aegis too. You have the BKB on Magnus, so you don't really have to worry about that. And just excellent counter initiation by Clockwork, good positioning by Riki, and that was just a completely botched fight for Fnatic. Now they have to wait until the next Roshan, and that will give Relax to actually catch up in time with their Midases. And looking at the XP graph, has actually dipped or has swung 8,000. From negative 4,000 to positive 4,000 for Relax. Gold graph, not that big of a dip, but still, Relax with their Midases can definitely catch back up into this game. There's a smoke coming out from 3 heroes.
Yeah.
And they lost a gem, too. That's a really big gold sink, too.
Yeah, true that now in the inventory of the Clockwork. But wow, holy Toledo, that experience graph. So that's what I was saying about the Midas. You know, it gives you this window where the other team can really punish you for going that heavy economic investment. But if they don't punish you hard enough, oh boy, can you make some recovery. Now this is where that's really going to start to shine. They've had these Midases long enough that they've at least broken even on them. Everything after that is just pure profit. And I don't know. I don't know if Fnatic can really afford to wait until 3rd Roche. I mean, he's not coming up for a long while
They have to. They can't push without. They couldn't push with the Aegis. There's no way they can push without. Unless Hani hits a sick RP, but he has not hit one this game. So they can't really go on that. And that's the thing with Magnus. Like, once you blink, you're committed. As opposed to a puck, you can just orb out. A storm, you can just jump back out. Those are more his type of heroes. It's a lot more room for error. You have to be like really, really good with your RPs if you want to play Magnus in 6.79. It's not as easy as 6.78.
And Manta going to be picked up on Weaver. An interesting item choice. We mentioned the Desolator, a popular pickup, and probably would have worked well here. Any thoughts
They would have
about
got killed the
Manta?
tower if he had Desolator. Manta's not good here. What is a block here? It's really good for silences. It's really good for Orchid, and it's really good for split pushing. But Era hasn't been split pushing. He's mainly just been pushing with his team. It's okay for tower siege, but Desolator is better, I think. And it's really good for Orchid, but they don't have any Orchids, and they don't have any silences besides Smoke Cloud, which you can't Manta out of. You can't really Manta out of Dragon Knight. He can just Fire Breath and then just stun the real one. I mean, he has the Lincolns, but that's still irrelevant of the Manta pickup.
Yeah. No, I agree. This Manta pickup is kind of awkward. Not an item we see on Weaver all that often. Definitely not so popular.
Oh, I guess now that they had the T3 on bottom down, they can push, which makes it a lot easier for them. They don't really have to cluster up around that choke. Venomancer has not laid his wall of wards yet, so Fnatic may have a small bit of time until they can get there, but Era is actually in mid, not with his team yet.
Yeah. Well, Sachlo wasn't with him either. He just ported back, so both teams going to gather up at kind of a similar pace here. May try for some split pushing again. There is a glyph available for Relax this time, so it is going to make their defensive efforts a little bit easier. I think this Nature's Prophet going to end up being playing more of a carry role than we may have first anticipated. Trixie continuing to dominate the net worth chart, about 4,000 ahead of Riki.
That range Rex took a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oh, wow, yeah. And that's the one that doesn't regenerate. BKB now out on the Rikimaru. Still sort of
New
an
gem
interesting
picked up
build
by
here.
Rubik.
Oh, yeah.
BKB's a good pickup here because they don't have that much physical damage. Even in a Power Weaver, he won't be able to burst down the Riki during BKB, and he definitely won't be able to burst down the DK during BKB because of his really high armor. So they just need a really good RP and burst them down before they get their BKBs off.
Yep. All right, mechanics question for you, Merlini. It's quiz time. Does Geminate attack propagate to Manta illusions?
No, I don't believe so.
What a bummer.
Yeah, it really is a bummer. It is really nice for split pushing though. So if they just want to play like Rat Dota and just kind of siege towers from afar with Enchantress summons, with Manta illusions, with Nature's Prophet Necrobook and Nature's Call, then I think it's a good pickup. But they haven't really been playing like that though. So and he's like really far. He was really far ahead. Actually, I guess he's still pretty far ahead. Look at net worth. He's 3,000, 2,000 above the Riki, and wow, Trixie's net worth is really ridiculous. 5,000 above the Riki.
Yeah, that's why I was talking about with the Nature's Prophet. He's going to end up playing a little bit more of a carry role, I think, than we may have first anticipated. Maybe he's going to be the Desolator carrier here to go with his level 3 Necronomicon to assist in the pushing. But at this point, they
You
can
can
really...
go Manta too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would work also. But at this point, they can pretty much put Trixie in a lane, put Era in a lane, and then the remaining 3 just to sort of keep them busy. And even if they don't win the fight, I think they're destined to either knock down a tier 3 or some barracks with all that Rat Dota style split push. But yeah, Roshan going to be up here in just about 40 seconds or so, something like that, maybe a little bit less. Still struggle to read those flying orbs.
Looks like Relax does not want to give them another free Aegis, though, and they will head on over there. Looks like Visage is also going for a sheep. Mass Midas is coming out. Riki has finished a Yasha, too, and the Visage birds are flying out, and they know that something's up, but it's not Roshan. Roshan's not up for 10 more seconds, and I think these Visage familiars won't actually be able to scout that out.
Yeah. First one going to get picked off, second one going to get picked off. Nope, they didn't get the vision. There's the hook shot in, going to connect with Era. Smoke Cloud not going to be down quite yet. Era just going to time lapse right away, but oh, Rubik going to get melted by the Rikimaru. That'll be the end of the Lincolns on Era. He's already used the time lapse. He could be in a little bit of trouble here. He's trying to Shikuchi
He's an
out.
RP.
Nope, he's going to fall. Hani, still no RP coming out. All of a sudden, Fnatic losing some momentum here. Not what they were looking for, but alas, down in the bottom lane, Nature's Prophet going to be able to solo the Venomancer. He's now picked up a BKB. And he is going to finish off the ranged racks. Going to try and finish off the melees as well. Trying to port out. There's the smoke cloud from Nexus. Not sure if that was worth it. He does get the ranged racks. Doesn't finish the melee. Very unfortunate. And now I think RX going to be able to grab themselves a Roshan kill. What's the buyback
They don't
scenario?
have any buybacks.
Weaver, Negatory. Yep. Fury and Negatory as well.
Really, Hani just needs to RP. If he RP'd, he at least saves Weaver there so he can heal and they can live to fight another day. But without the RP, they can't really fight.
Yeah. Well, Riki's not with him here, so even though it is a 3v4 on the field, it is kind of a 3v3 here in the mid. Hani going to get caught by the hook shot. He's just going to BKB and try and port out.
Oh,
not
he
going to
should have
happen.
skewered. If he skewers away and then TPs, he can live. But now they won't have RP for this fight. He does have buyback, but Weaver is up finally. But he has to like buy back now, and even if he buys back, he won't have his TP.
Yeah. Not going to be able to make it in time. This Roche going to go the way of Team Relax. And they are really grabbing some momentum here.
Yeah,
Fnatic's play is just extremely sloppy. Weaver with the Manta build did not save him from there. Hani not casting RP, not skewering during his BKB, so he can live through to the right-click damage. Nature's Prophet not having a TP scroll just dies getting smoke clouded out of his teleport scroll. So just a lot of small mistakes here and there. Losing the gem on that earlier fight too due to the solo RP. And yeah, Relax is definitely still in this game, and the gold graph has actually decreased to 4,000 in favor of Fnatic.
Yep. And the experience graph now upwards of 16,000 in favor of Relax. Things really starting to look a little bit more rough for Fnatic. Certainly not out of it yet by any means, but a lot of momentum going the way of our Radiant side. Now that Cheese is going to help things out. Dragon Knight working towards his Assault Kuras. Does have that first big core piece. Still not too close to finishing it up. Another few thousand gold or so. But I still just can't fathom for the life of me why there's no Desolator on the side of Fnatic. Nature's Prophet or Weaver would make a great Desolator carrier in this match. Some great split pushing. All that minus armor. It's an item that goes a long way. And now we see Era going to be moving towards a Daedalus. He does have a...
I can understand why Weaver wants survivability, but I don't think those are the right items. Like, even if he gets like a 4-staff, it's not that bad. Just so you can push yourself out of Cog, push yourself out of Smoke Cloud. But... yeah, Manta is just... he can also go Butterfly Heart. Butterfly Heart is also really good too, especially combined with the Lincolns. He's like nearly impossible to burst down, especially if they have 4 staffs and a mech and RP, all these things that you need to worry about when you focus the Weaver. But as of now, still sitting at like 1,400 HP. That's not that much.
Yeah, definitely not. I don't know. It's one of those... he sort of has this... I would consider it Sanjin Yasha kind of syndrome here. He's got some survivability, got some damage, but he is just sort of somewhere in the middle. Doesn't have a huge amount of right-click DPS, and he has okay survivability with the Lincolns and Manta, but still no BKB. And I would have liked BKB Desolator a lot more than Lincoln's Manta.
Yeah, BKB would have been a great pickup too. Will definitely just help with the Smoke Cloud.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting a Butterfly too will force Riki to go MKB, which doesn't augment his damage that much compared to agility items, but now Riki can just go like full attack speed and agility builds. And Era trying to do Ancients right now, and Hani still, I think, with just 1 RP cast this game.
If there have been others, I did not catch him, but here a double damage room picked up on Weaver. Maybe this is what Fnatic have been waiting for. Maybe not.
Necro 3 also, like, the Necro 3 also out of Venomancer. That makes Weaver's life so difficult. And if he has a BKB, he doesn't have to worry about just focusing down the last slow. But as it stands right now, he's like either forced to turn and run and not do any damage, or if he kills the book and blow his time lapse, there goes his ultimate.
And Dread on the Visage now going to have himself a Sheep Stick. That is definitely a big item pickup. And not too much else has come out. Riki got to be close to something here. He's got 4,500 gold. And he does have the Aegis as well, so probably going to be pulling that up because he doesn't have a slot at the moment. But, wow, a lot of farm there on Nexus. He's very rapidly catching up to Fnatic now, just about tied with the Weaver. Though Trixie's still about 5k ahead of him on net worth. And Trixie himself with about 3.4k gold in the bank as he starts to pressure this bottom lane. While Relax start to pressure the top. Venomancer going to be the lone defender. He's got some wards out here.
I'm not really sure why Trixie went Orchid too. Orchid hasn't really done anything either. If he just gets a Sheep, they can kill the BKB heroes.
Yeah, I like Sheep here. I like Desolator. Either of those on the Nature's Prophet, but... Orchid's not bad, but not particularly useful in this game.
Oh, Nexus doesn't actually have a TP on him, which is a big mistake. And he's like making his way down here, but I think their T3 is going to be under siege before it gets there. Nice steal by No Tail, stealing the Necro book.
It's Fly.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
No, what?
Oh wait, no, I'm
no.
sorry. I thought you meant Rubik's spell soul.
Dire's
My
top
mistake.
tower
My bad.
is
Yeah,
under
I
attack.
see. I see. He enchanted something.
Radiant's
Sorry, my
middle
mistake.
tower has fallen.
Now the Rat Dota comes.
Yep.
Weaver pushing mid, while Trixie was pushing bottom, now pushing top.
Yeah, they're just going to try and converge all these lanes. They just need to bide time here for Trixie to get that lane to where it needs to be. At least they need to pick off the tier 3 in the mid. It's at that point where RX are still in okay shape here, but if they do make a misstep, Fnatic are going to be able to just obliterate 2 lanes of Rax. That's really what
If he hook
Fnatic's
shots
waiting for.
Era, he's in a lot of trouble.
Going to be able to survive. Well, Trixie can
Yeah,
get
kind of
this
slow
top
game
lane
from
push.
slow game from Fnatic.
Yeah.
They had a big lead and they just like completely squandered it.
Yeah, now 2,000 gold lead. Not very much. Relax continuing to increase, and now upwards of 20,000 experience. Stick to that level graph. And yeah, Trixie, the one that's kind of on top for Fnatic. But other than that, their supports in particular really starting to fall off here. No Tail only level 12. Lowest level on Relax is 15, which is the Visage. So those level 3 ultis may make a difference in these upcoming team fights as well.
The Sheep definitely will.
So there's a Basher as well coming out on the Rikimaru. And also going to grab himself the Relic. So it is going to be an Abyssal Blade. Essentially, he right-clicked.
Now Era definitely needs a BKB or a Butterfly. He needs one of those 2 items, or else he's just gonna get bash locked by the Riki. The Riki is like extremely difficult to kill right now. 1840 HP. Like even in an RP, I don't think they can kill him. And if he manages to survive, he's just gonna absolutely crush the Fnatic lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, that Riki's really starting to get scary. I like the Abyssal pickup here.
Yeah, Abyssal is really good.
And that'll be the Daedalus coming out on the Weaver. This is really turning into a slow game. I think Fnatic are really feeling like they're in okay shape as long as they don't throw the next team fight. So they're just being so cautious, waiting for Relax to be the aggressors here. But RX have been kind of on the back foot for most of the game. They're a little bit nervous, and rightfully so, to step too far out of their base, recognizing the Rat Dota strategies that could really cripple their structures in just a moment's notice here.
Oh, they might pick off Clockwork. That's going to be a pretty big kill, especially since he just spent his gold on a Scepter.
Yeah, they're going to smoke up. There it is. The 4-staff forward telekinesis. Sachlo in big trouble here. Cogs come out. Trixie going to port into a good spot, and we'll be able to get off the Sprout. And it's going to be a bit of Gem was on him as well. That's huge.
That was a really big smoke gank, and Sachlo kind of has to expect that. It's like a couple minutes before Roshan spawns too, but as soon as he uses his gold for a buyback, you just have to play extremely safe, especially when you're an important hero like Clockwork. He's been counter-initiating or initiating most of the time.
Dragon Knight doesn't have a TP here. He's way out in the no man's land. He did take out that tier 1 tower, but he's not going to be able to get back. He's still going to have to buy one.
Oh, wow. If Magnus stops that.
Yeah, that's going to buy him even more time here. Trixie just going to go to the bottom lane, going to start chipping away at the melee racks. Era now rotating into the mid. They don't have creeps, though. He's not going to be able to do it.
They don't have RP. They can't do it.
Yeah. Dragon Knight will make it out. Or make
I thought they were just going to force the issue with a Blink RP, and without Clockwork there, they can pick one of Riki or Dragon Knight off. Riki doesn't have buyback, and if Dragon Knight buys back, they just go back and do Roshan, and then just wait for RP to cool down. So Fnatic still just very strange plays this game overall.
Yeah. Absolutely right. So I thought I just saw another Daedalus picked up. But perhaps I don't know where it ended up. Is that on a courier? Yeah, there it is. That's a Daedalus for Nature's Prophet. It's on the courier. That's what confused me. So again, no Desolator. Gonna keep harping on it here, but crit stick coming out. Trixie gonna transition a bit more of a hard carry route.
Illusion.
Oh, Relax knows Roshan's up. And Fnatic got almost nothing out of that a very important pick off on the Clockwork. They got the gem, but that's pretty much it. You usually want a buyback, a T3, Roshan, something big when you get a very important kill, especially with this, what is he, third most farmer on Clockwork on Relax, and he is just their main initiator too. And yeah, they can initiate with like BKB, DK stun, or Riki just walking in and BKB, but really you want to initiate with Clockwork hookshot. Looks like KSI may get picked off. Nope.
Nope, Era just going to time lapse back. Yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on Roshan here. Fnatic just pressing the issue down here in the bottom lane. They may actually get sandwiched. Though Clockwork out here in no man's land. He does have those BOTs now.
Trixie backdooring top.
Uh-oh. Fly is going to get caught, though. Fly going to be the first to fall. And now the rest of this fight going to start to transpire. Hani going to be caught in the cogs. Trixie is up here. Glyph going to be used. DK going to try to go and deal with it. Fnatic just completely split pushing right now. They're going to take the mid laner Rax. They'll sacrifice their Magnus. And that is going to be melee Rax mid. Era going to get what he came for. Oh, it may cost him his life, though. Hookshot going to come. Is actually going to connect with No Tail. He's going to get pushed up to the high ground. Oh, he's going to pour it out
What a
as well.
hook shot.
Yeah, that was a really great hook shot. Going to catch the Enchantress. So Fnatic going to
The
trade
T3
it 3
tower
for
is
nil.
literally like 2 hits away from dying.
Yeah, going to trade it 3 for nil. They do get the melee Rax, and that's about it.
If
force
they don't
the
give
Glyph
up an Aegis and Cheese, it's not that big of a deal. But if Relax gets the Aegis Cheese, wow, that hook shot barely missed.
Yeah, Trixie going to make it out. He's just going to go bottom. He's going to find initiation on the Venomancer. Orchid, a few more right clicks. One more ought to do it. Oh, no.
Nice
Trixie.
diffuse on himself.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that crit. If he didn't get the crit, Sashlo TP's in and kills Trixie. Well, it looks like Nexus will do that job.
Yep. Trixie going to hang around a bit too long. So now, we'll see. Is Roshan going to be under assault knowing that Trixie's dead? Looking at buyback, of course, he does have it. Weaver has it as well. And the Familiar is going to be the first to move into the pit. No Tail's here. He is invisible. So he does have the luxury of being able to poke his head forward, but needs to be
He doesn't
very
actually
careful.
know. He walked right by them.
Oh, no. Vision on the dire side. He's got no idea. He's scouting it out.
Middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this could be so bad. There's still a
Yeah,
cheese.
Riki can't pick it up, though. He's like 6 slotted.
Could be the Clockwork. Yeah, Clockwork going to be the one to grab it. And Dreg going to grab the cheese. So now Fnatic, I guess they're still in this, but looking more and more grim. Finally, the Gold League going to go the way of Relax. That experience graph now. Almost 30,000 in their favor.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
This tier 2 in the mid is going to fall. Going to add to their
Dire's
gold
middle
lead
tower
here.
has fallen.
Still kind of an odd game for Relax, even though they're starting to take the momentum shift. Still going to be a little bit rough for them to pour it in. Or push in, pardon me. Hard to push into an RP. And also, they're going to have to deal with Trixie no matter what. Their ability to push is just not so strong here when there's a Furion on the field.
But Fnatic is getting just so far behind now. And now, without the Aegis and the Cheese on their side, the Relax has actually gotten the gold lead back. After a 12,000 gold lead by Fnatic, is actually almost 6,000 in favor of Relax right now. And yeah, the momentum swing completely shifted. Trixie forced to BKB and TP because he is so completely scared. It looks like he will get... Oh, is he going to get that tower?
He's trying. Dipping down to 7th health. There it is. He is going to get it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
So that is good news. Now, no more tier 3 towers. Again, Fnatic just one semi-successful team fight away from going mega creeps here.
Yeah, it's they have like buybacks though on they have buyback on Riki, they have
Basically
cheese on
everyone.
Dragonite, so it's pretty much they have to burn through like 4 lives before they want to just straight up siege. So they kind of keep having to play the way they have been playing right now. Riki has BOTs now, which is pretty big pickup, especially when Visage has his birds that he can TP to. If they get like 1 or 2 more kills on Trixie, he's gonna they can just force a T3 of their own. And it's going to be really difficult for Fnatic to fight without Trixie alive.
Yep. I'm a little bit surprised to see Fnatic without any BOTs up quite yet. Looking at current gold, and they can't afford a couple of them. But it is 3 BOTs versus nil right now. Actually, make that 4. Venomancer going to grab his Dragonite, the only one without the boots of travel. So that's
Here it goes, honey. It's your time to shine.
Yeah. Only 1 RP so far. 49 minutes in. Let's do this. Elder Dragon form going to be stolen by the Rubik. It's a nice steal to start off this fight. The tier 3 taking heavy damage. Dragonite in the front lines here.
Dire's middle
And
tower
Sachlo going to push in. Hani not finding any opportunity.
There you go.
Era in a little bit of trouble. RP going to come out on Tame My Wild and Sachlo. But Era going to fall. Of course, he is going to buy back straight away. Now Magnus going to fall. Looking very grim for Fnatic here. As now No Tail in a little bit of trouble. Oh, no. I think we might be moments from a GG here, Merlini.
Radiant's
No,
bottom
the
barracks has
T4,
fallen.
or
No.
actually, they might have Mega Creep soon.
Dire's middle
No,
tower
yeah,
is
Trixie
under
gonna move in.
attack.
He's gonna start chipping away at the tier 4s here. Are they gonna commit to a base race?
Dire's middle
Only
tower
time will
has
tell.
fallen.
One tier 4 remaining for Fnatic. They do have a glyph as well.
If
Is
he
there
had a
glyph on the
Desolator
radio?
right now, it would be so different, but he does not. They're going to lose the base race by far. It's not even going to be close.
Yep. Thrown under heavy assault here. There's the glyph.
Fortified.
Era trying to make it happen. Trixie, he's actually going to port back. He's going to finish off the Venomancer. Are they going to be able to hold this? I don't think they'll have the
Is
damage.
under attack.
Hani doesn't have the RP. Tame My Wild just chopping away at it. Down it goes. Fnatic going to concede the victory. Too relaxed.
What an awful, awful game from Fnatic. There was just so many mistakes in the mid game with item choices, with ultimates. Oh my goodness, that was one of the worst games I've seen Fnatic play in like the last 3 months.
That was definitely a bit of a disaster. They had such a good lead and they squandered it. Maybe just got too greedy against the 5 Midas. I don't know. Well, they will have a chance to redeem themselves with a tough match coming up next. We will see Fnatic facing off against Alliance. Then they will try their luck against the Q-Pad Red Pandas. So plenty more Dota coming your way. Alliance Fnatic going to be next up here on Beyond the Summit, Day 10, Season 8. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zayori. With me is Merlini. Stay tuned, guys. 3 more matches coming up.